Yo. 10 players back in a house. Shit's been busy of late. Lot of business been poppin'. And as we told y'all in our food for thought video. No, it doesn't mean we're making a lot of money. But in spite of shit being busy, we still been listening and watching. And a fat boy. We're interested in that, so we'll try and get that video up. No guarantees, but we will if we get the time. Now Boricua and Norjans asked our views on who we think won a Canelo triple fight. And we're 99.999% sure of what the fuck we saw. However, there's been a lot of controversy concerning who's the real winner. And since we didn't record it, and wanna make sure we're not going crazy, we decided to wait and watch the replay of this fight again. Didn't wanna see no poor quality online garbage but a replay in HD. Nevertheless, we'll say this. That was a great fight and performance by both fighters. However, we'll speak on it after we watch the HD replay. But first, we've been watching a fans and media. And see, there's quite a few things misunderstood concerning boxing. So we're gonna bust a few myths. First, let's deal with this robbery word. Fans tend to define it in one manner. And that's that one guy clearly dominates and beats the shit out of his opponent, yet his opponent gets the decision. And it's apparent lots of fans aren't getting this. Because many fans are saying this was a close fight. So know something. There's a such thing as a close robbery. And we're not saying this is one of them. But a fight can be close and still be a straight up fuck up robbery. Not only that, but a fight can be close and be a 12 rounds a one shutout. This ain't rocket science. An opponent can be exciting and competitive every round yet still get edged. That's a close fight. Yet still a robbery if the fighter that clearly edges the other loses. It's a close robbery. Now, we're not here saying anyone got robbed or not in this particular video. But we seen a lot of talk. Some saying it's a robbery while others talk like it's impossible for a robbery to have occurred in this fight. Next. Finding individuals who aren't biased is not an easy task for most. Only because most don't seek the words of those who aren't biased. Most seek with their mind already made up. They're simply seeking those who'll make them feel better about their mental narratives and could give two shits who's biased and isn't. Yet often love claiming the biased individual they find to support their personal bias narratives fair. It helps them rationalize their bullshit mental preferences. For example, if a guy wants to rape a chick, he'll find someone who rationalizes rape while giving it another name. You know, someone telling them they need to be strong with women. Aggressive. A man's man. She wants that. They really mean yes when they say no. Then he can go about raping while calling it something else. Same thing with the fight game. If a fan loves their fighter, right and wrong doesn't exist. He'll just find someone who also loves his fighter and'll listen to him. People tend to need these external affirmations through another to feel good about themselves, so finding someone who'll be honest and unbiased is unlikely for most. Certainly they exist. But a rapist isn't interested in them. So what's the point? Those with the narrative they choose are incredibly biased cherry pickers. Nothing wrong with that. Every soul's free to do's they wish. Just stay away from reality. Like dangerous places. One who lacks the ability to see and call shit for what it is will get fucked the fuck up in such environments. Now we've observed people trying to convince others of shit. The obsession for the approval of the world's sad. We was listening to Eli Sekbak and he was talking about how 98% of the media had triple winning. But all the boxers he talked to had Canelo winning. Then he named a bunch of his personal boxing buddies. So under those circumstances that kinda argument's not a valid one. Especially when you name all your friends and leave out Jacobs, Crawford, Munguia, James, Tony, Carl Frampton, Victor Ortiz, Paulie, and a shitload of motherfuckers asked at the fight which guys cherry picked, not a reveal. And we know because they told us. So we're talking about fair assessments judging this fight. Finding souls without agendas not easy. Let's take a listen to Stephen A. Smith.
Andre Ward, Errol Spence Jr., and Jamel Charlo all cornered me after the fight. These are all champions, all undefeated, okay? And they all thought Canelo won the fight.
Yeah. All champions with an agenda. Ward can't stand triple, so he don't count Anna. Charlos and Spence want Canelo winning because they want to be the first since Mayweather to beat him themselves. See, there's a lot of champions on a planet. Guys we appreciate for what they contributed to the sport, including Spence, however wouldn't listen a diddly squat about anything they've got to say beyond their ring experiences. And we didn't even say boxing. We said ring experiences. See, here's another myth that needs to be busted. And we're bringing this up because Trouble had fans in a forum telling him what this and that boxer said in favor of Triple. There seems to be this myth that if the topic's boxing, what some boxer said's opinion holds some kinda extra weight because they're a boxer. Or a champion. Even Ellie Sekbak was saying to Mikey Garcia that 98% of the media had Triple winning. But he said all the boxers had Canelo winning, and perhaps all boxers had Canelo winning because they know what they're looking at since they're boxers. First of all the boxers didn't have Canelo winning, as we stated earlier, yet he ironically only found the ones who did. He's like the rapist that only finds the guys that say you need to be aggressive with women. They really mean yes when they say no. We however listen to everyone. So we know the amount who said what on both sides, not just our Mexican buddies. But we've been talking to boxers for ages. Got no desire to be chasing down or interviewing a single one of them. Don't get it twisted, because we'll watch interviews and enjoy them. Including Sekbak's. We're just not personally interested. We've always rocked with the coaches and trainers because we enjoy the thinkers and science of the game. See, most of these new jack fighters aren't schooled on boxing. And fans believe in they are one of the worst myths in a game. We know legends who aren't, so betcha ass most these current active fighters aren't. Most boxers we've spoken with, including champions, no diddly fucking squat about boxing. Nothing about the history of the sport, and even worse, don't even know how to score a fight. We kid you not. We find it sad that more boxers across the pond know more about the history and even historical American champions than the average new jack American boxer. Sure, they know the basics concerning getting in a ring and trying to punch a guy. But nothing about the sport or its history. We've spoken with so many champions, and as shit they come out with's appalling. We got tired of correcting them. With diplomacy, that is. It was actually blah who fought blah. We're not gonna mention names, and what's private stays private. But some of these guys think Joe Louis fought Henry Armstrong. Show him a picture of Burley, they'll claim it's Turpin or Jack Dempsey. They're that bad. Like they know fucking nuttin'. So please. Stop telling us what some boxer said. Guys like Ali and Tyson knew the history and was schooled on it. And make no mistake, there's a few that's students of the game. We've romped in historian gyms, so those guys were pretty schooled. However, most aren't. The truth's true, hardcore fans know more than the average new school boxer. Another myth's that guys who watch lots of boxing are hardcores. Actually, they're just fans. A hardcore's a fan who watches boxing that's knowledgeable on it. There's a difference. Thinking one's knowledgeable on boxing just because they watch lots of it's ridiculous. That's like thinking one who looks at their computer screen every day's knowledgeable on how it works. They have no fucking clue. Now, we appreciate everyone in boxing. From the fans to online communities and forums to media personalities to the fighters and trainers. But we don't respect everyone the same. There's certain people good with certain things. Take Paulie. We respect his commentating and unofficial ability to score a fight. But pay no attention to his social media opinions. Or Mayweather Sr. We respect his ability to be in Mayweather's corner, and he's got a great eye when he's in it. But pay attention to absolutely nothing the man says about anything concerning boxing. Especially the history of it. Outside of Ali, he has absolutely no idea who anyone was. Very few's all around talented in boxing. Pac's a great boxer and living legend. Yet we don't give a squat about anything else the guy's gotta say. Teddy Atlas is one of the rare few who's multi-talented in boxing, a damn good trainer and unbiased unofficial scorer and commentator all in one. But few's multi-talented in boxing. So telling us what someone in a field says means nothing. Names only matter to us if we respect them in that area. And even then, they've still gotta make sense. And before we exit, Ed here says, quote, "He ran with the drugs but stood his ground without drugs. How you like the apples?" Yo Ed. We're gonna have a lil conversation with ya. All in fun, naturally. Now's for your comment. You sure that's something you wanna do? See, we assume you're Mexican. Nothing wrong with being a proud Mexican. One of my ladies is, so I know. And if not, it's obvious you have deep passionate feelings for Canelo regardlessly. And we don't mind a few sarcastic jabs in a fun of boxing. We deliver 'em, so we're down to take as good as we give. So long sits diplomatic sarcasm in a realm of boxing and not talking about your mama and stupid shit like that, we can take a few digs. And we actually got a kick out of that one. Ed was pretty good. But 10 players a pretty cool channel, because not many say that. Even though your name's not Canelo but you think it is. But if you're gonna try and collect on a bet, Which you trying to do with that comment? We're cool with it. But you gotta place it before the fight, not come in after sound and brave when you was mysteriously invisible before the bout went down. You gotta come in before the fight and say Viva la Mexico Canelo gonna wee in before the fight. He gonna wee in and show y'all. You feo he gonna wee in. He all I got in life he gonna wee in. Which we just woulda said the same kinda stuff we kick with everyone. Like hey perhaps you're right and he'll win Ed we'll see. Maybe you didn't see the video before the fight. Or perhaps you did but left no comment because you wanted to brag if he won but hide if he didn't. Nah come out before the fight and say he gonna wee in. Like that's what we do Ed. It's cool. That's the fun of the game. And we ain't gonna hurt ya. We like Canelo Ed. But you supposed to say that when 98% of the media actually thinks he deserved the win. Not when they're spittin' on it. As for the drugs we was being sarcastic Ed. We didn't really mean it. However Spence would call that a smoke and mirrors comment. He ran with the drugs in a first fight and stood his ground with their effects in him in a second one. Nearly getting knocked out. Not stood his ground without as you claim. The benefits of the drugs are still in him Ed. He just had 80% of the benefits flowing in a second fight rather than the full 100. Now perhaps Ed you think if this bodybuilder built his body on a juice he's gonna deflate if he doesn't juice for a few months. Well he ain't. He's gonna reap the benefits for a good while. A man who builds his body on milk still benefits from the milk for a good while after he stops drinking it. Paulie knows his shit when he speaks on this stuff you should listen to it. You come see us 3 Canelo fights from now if he stays clean. If he does good we'll tell you your hero's done well and pat ya on a back. While suggesting you go succeed at something in life too instead of living through Canelo. Because we like you Ed and we think you can do it. Now's for this fight y'all. We'll give our view after rewatching it again in HD. Plus we've seen way too many fans saying they haven't seen it yet. We enjoy everyone's views from the fans to fighters and media and don't mind discussing it. But ours won't be influenced by that. Canelo's the hands down loser if it was. And we wanna be fair. Because we appreciate both fighters equally. And until then. Peace. We're out.